Welcome to English Podcast, your place to enjoy captivating stories and real conversations while improving your English. Listen anytime, anywhere, and boost your confidence step by step.
Let's imagine a bustling city, full of towering skyscrapers and winding streets. Picture yourself as Amelia, a young woman visiting this city for the very first time. She's come to attend a conference, but she has a free afternoon to explore.
Amelia is a bit nervous, though. She's not used to such a big city. Bustling means full of activity and people rushing around. It can be a bit overwhelming, especially when you don't know where you're going.
Exactly. She's got a map, but it's one of those old-fashioned paper ones, folded up so many times it's practically falling apart. And to make matters worse, her phone has died.
So, she's relying on this unreliable map in a completely unfamiliar place. That's setting the scene for quite an adventure, don't you think?
Definitely. She decides to head towards the old town, hoping to find some charming cafes and quirky shops. Quirky means unusual or unconventional, in a fun and interesting way.
She starts walking down a wide avenue, lined with grand buildings. She feels a little lost but also excited. This is her chance to discover something new. A hidden gem, as they say.
A hidden gem is something valuable and special, but not easily found. Like a secret treasure waiting to be discovered.
The avenue is crowded, with people hurrying in all directions. Amelia tries to follow her map, but it's difficult to match the streets on the paper to the real world around her.
She stops at a corner, unfolds her map again, and tries to orient herself. Orient means to figure out where you are in relation to everything else. It's easy to get disoriented in a new place.
Suddenly, a gust of wind snatches the map right out of her hands. It tumbles down the street, carried away by the breeze.
So, disoriented and a little overwhelmed, I found myself at a crossroads literally. It was a bustling intersection, full of people rushing past, cars honking, and bicycles weaving through the traffic. Disoriented means confused about where you are or which direction to go. I felt a bit lost, to say the least.
That sounds chaotic. It's easy to feel overwhelmed, or, like it's too much, in a new city. I remember feeling that way in Tokyo. So, what did you do?
I decided to just pick a direction and start walking. It seemed better than just standing there. And I figured, any street would eventually lead me somewhere. I chose a narrow street that looked less busy, hoping it would be a little quieter.
That's a brave move. Sometimes, the best way to explore a new place is to just wander a bit. To wander means to walk around without a specific destination. I hope it led you somewhere interesting.
It did. As I walked, the noise of the traffic faded away and I started noticing the details around me. The buildings were older here, with charming little balconies overflowing with flowers. The air smelled of freshly baked bread. Charming means pleasant and attractive.
Oh, that sounds lovely. It's amazing how just stepping off a main street can transport you to a different world. The word, transport, means to take or carry from one place to another. In this case, it's more like a metaphorical journey.
Exactly. I felt like I had been transported to a different time. I was passing these little artisan shops, places selling handmade jewelry and unique pottery. An artisan is a skilled craftsperson, someone who makes things with their hands.
That sounds like a treasure trove. A treasure trove is a place full of valuable or interesting things. Were you tempted to buy anything?
Oh, definitely tempted. I was admiring a beautiful hand-painted scarf in one of the shops when I heard music coming from further down the street. It sounded like a violin. It was a very melancholic tune, a bit sad,
Melancholic, that's a great word. It means a thoughtful sadness. It creates such a vivid image. So, did you follow the music?
So, to quickly recap, our protagonist, Amelia, is lost in a new city. She's feeling a little overwhelmed, but she's also starting to enjoy the unexpected adventure. She stumbled upon a hidden market, full of colorful stalls and delicious smells, and even bought a unique scarf.
Exactly. Remember, stumbled upon means she found it by accident. It wasn't planned. And overwhelmed describes that feeling of being a bit lost and confused, maybe even a little anxious, because there's so much going on around her.
Right, she's trying to find her way back to her hotel, but instead, she's discovering all these amazing hidden parts of the city she wouldn't have seen otherwise.
Now, Amelia, with her new scarf, decides to leave the bustling market. Bustling means full of activity and noise. Imagine lots of people moving around, talking, and bargaining. That's a bustling market. She realizes she's even more disoriented now, having wandered deeper into the maze of streets.
Disoriented means lost and confused about where you are and which direction to go. It's that feeling of being turned around and not knowing north from south. She's really off the beaten path now. This idiom, off the beaten path, means she's exploring places tourists don't usually go.
She sees a small, cozy bakery tucked away on a quiet side street. The aroma of freshly baked bread is irresistible. Tucked away means hidden or located in a discreet place. It's like a secret little spot.
Amelia decides to go in and ask for directions. Inside, the baker, a kind old woman with flour dusting her apron, greets her with a warm smile. The bakery is filled with the comforting smell of cinnamon and yeast.
The baker doesn't speak much English, but Amelia, remembering her phrasebook, manages to ask, in broken phrases, where the main square is located. Broken phrases means she's speaking in short, incomplete sentences, maybe mixing up words, but trying her best to communicate.
The baker, understanding her plight, pulls out a napkin and draws a simple map. Plight means a difficult or unfortunate situation. In this case, Amelia being lost is her plight.
The baker then points to a freshly baked loaf of bread and offers Amelia a slice. It's still warm from the oven, and Amelia gratefully accepts. This small act of kindness makes her feel a little less lost and alone in the unfamiliar city.
Amelia takes a bite of the delicious bread, and its warmth spreads through her. She realizes that even though she's lost, she's also experiencing something special: the kindness of strangers and the joy of discovering hidden gems in a new place. Gems here refers to valuable or special things, like that cozy bakery.
With the napkin map clutched in her hand and a renewed sense of hope, Amelia steps back out into the labyrinth of streets. Labyrinth is another word for a maze, a complicated network of streets that are difficult to navigate.
As the sun began to dip below the buildings, casting long shadows across the avenue, I realized how parched I was. I ducked into a small bodega, that's a small convenience store, common in New York, hoping to find a bottle of water.
So, parched means extremely thirsty. Imagine walking around all day exploring. And, to duck into somewhere means to quickly enter, especially to avoid something, like the hot sun in this case, or maybe even rain.
Inside, the air was thick with the aroma of spices. Shelves were stacked high with unfamiliar products. It was a far cry from the gleaming supermarkets I was used to.
That phrase, a far cry from, is a good one to remember. It means very different from. Like, this little bodega was very different from the big, modern supermarkets.
An elderly woman with kind eyes sat behind the counter. Hesitantly, I approached and asked, in my best, but probably broken, Spanish, for some water.
I can picture it now. Feeling a little lost and out of place. It's brave of him to try his Spanish, though. Hesitantly means with uncertainty or caution. He wasn't sure how she would react.
She smiled and pointed towards a cooler in the back. As I grabbed a bottle, my eye caught something intriguing: a stack of flyers advertising a hidden garden concert that evening. Intriguing, meaning very interesting, something that grabs your attention.
Oh, a hidden garden concert. That sounds magical. A flyer, by the way, is a small advertisement, usually printed on paper and handed out or posted on walls. You often see them for events like concerts or local markets.
The flyer mentioned a nominal fee for entry. Nominal means a very small amount, almost symbolic. I decided I had to check it out. It felt like a little adventure waiting to happen.
I love that he's embracing the unexpected. And he's learning some new vocabulary along the way, too. Remember, parched, to duck into, a far cry from, hesitantly, intriguing, and nominal.
I paid for the water, and the woman, whose name I learned was Isabella, gave me directions to the garden. They were a bit complicated, involving narrow alleyways and a wrought iron gate. Wrought iron is a type of metal often used for decorative gates or fences.
So, he's off on another adventure. Following directions through the city can be tricky, especially in a place you don't know. Hopefully, Isabella's directions are clear.
Isabella assured me it would be worth the effort. She even drew a little map on the back of the flyer, circling a specific, unusual-looking gargoyle on a building near the entrance. This gargoyle served as a landmark. A landmark is something easily recognizable that helps you navigate. Okay, let's quickly recap the story so far. Remember, This is great listening practice, so try to follow along without pausing. Amelia, feeling overwhelmed by the towering skyscrapers and bustling crowds, found herself completely disoriented in the unfamiliar city. She'd wandered off from her tour group, her phone battery had died, and she was starting to panic.
Exactly. Lost and alone, she stumbled upon a quaint little bookshop tucked away on a side street. It was a charming place, full of the aroma of old paper and leather-bound books. Quaint means attractively unusual or old-fashioned. Inside, she met the kindly owner, Mr. Evans.
Mr. Evans, with his warm smile and gentle demeanor, offered her a cup of tea and a place to rest. He listened patiently as Amelia explained her predicament. Predicament means a difficult, unpleasant, or embarrassing situation. He reassured her and offered to help her find her way back to her hotel.
He didn't just give her directions though. He pulled out an old, beautifully illustrated map of the city. It wasn't like the typical tourist maps. This one highlighted hidden alleys, charming cafes, and little parks, the gems of the city that most tourists miss. Gems here means something precious or valuable.
With the map in hand, Amelia felt a renewed sense of adventure. Mr. Evans explained the route, pointing out interesting landmarks and suggesting places she could visit along the way. He encouraged her to embrace the unexpected and enjoy the journey of discovery. He instilled in her a sense of wonder. Instilled means to gradually establish an idea or attitude in someone's mind.
Following Mr. Evans's guidance, Amelia navigated the labyrinthine streets. Labyrinthine describes something complicated and confusing like a maze. She discovered a hidden courtyard with a beautiful fountain, a small bakery with the most delicious pastries, and a vibrant street market full of local crafts. She was no longer lost, she was exploring.
She eventually found her way back to her hotel, not just relieved, but actually grateful for the experience. Getting lost had led her to discover a side of the city she would have otherwise missed, and it had taught her the value of embracing the unknown. Remember, embracing the unknown means accepting and welcoming uncertainty.
And it all started with a kind stranger in a quaint little bookshop, a testament to the unexpected connections we can make when we're open to new experiences. A testament is something that serves as evidence or proof of something else. In this case, Amelia's experience is proof of the good that can come from unexpected situations.
Thanks for listening to English Boost. Remember, practice a little every day and you'll see big results. See you in the next episode.